So Dusty, you talked about the start against the LA Kings. You and I talk a lot, especially down the stretch. It didn't look good. I mean, there was injuries. Stuart Skinner was injured. McDavid was injured. Draisaitl. I mean, there was all different question marks. Frederick. I even John Klingberg, I think, was wearing a ball cap for the most. But how did this all come together? And is it just was it almost like Game 3? There's a TSN turning point, or if you have to go back, could you point to one thing that goes, okay, that changed the fortunes of either their season or their playoffs here?
Yeah, I mean, you're right, Noodles. Like, we talk every week, and down the stretch, the whole question was, well, can you just flip a switch? Can you just flip a switch? And it didn't seem like it'd be reasonable for even a good team to flip a switch. But, Game 1 against the Kings happens, and then in Game 2, they get Kane, they get Frederick, and then Klingberg. We didn't even talk about Klingberg as a possibility to really play in the playoffs, let alone factor in as much as he's had. I think what you have to look at, we still talk about the Jim Hiller coaching challenge in that King series. And then the fact, if Byfield just clears a puck past Bouchard, the Oilers, they would have been down 3-0 in that series. So, kind of got fortunate there in Game 3 against the Kings. But since that moment, they haven't looked back. And Dallas just isn't built to beat the Oilers. I was more worried about Vegas than I was about Dallas. And the Oilers have just owned Dallas for a couple of years now. So, they managed to get some bodies healthy. It's weird going into the playoffs, like in Game 2 of the playoff, putting together a lineup that had not been together all year. Like, that's risky. But it's worked out very well, and Knoblauch's got a good feel for the group.
He is Dustin Nielson, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, The Nielson Show. And you mentioned Knoblauch. That's where I wanted to go next, because seemingly the man could do no wrong at the moment. Hyman gets hurt. It's like, all right, why don't we just move Corey Perry up to PP1? Oh, well, we need a spot in the lineup. Jeff Skinner, come on down. Yeah. Both those guys score last night. Matthias Janmark scores for the Oilers. You see Evander Kane scoring. The dagger late in the third period. Kris Knoblauch deserves a lot of credit for what's going on with the Oilers, no?
Yeah, Edmonton Sports Talk exists to talk about line combinations and, criticize coaches. But after he brought in Kapanen, and I remember when he was putting Kapanen in the lineup, I was like, wait, Kapanen? Really? This is the move? And Kapanen's been great. In fact, Kapanen had the most goals by a Finnish player in this last series. And think about the Finns that were on Dallas. It's ridiculous. But Kapanen managed to do it. So the moment that the Kapanen thing worked out, I've just said on my show, I got opinions, but I will not criticize Knoblauch for any decision he makes with the lineup, because it's been masterful. It's been a masterful performance. The Skinner thing's wild, because we didn't think he'd even play another game. And then when they lost Hyman, I think a lot of us thought they might go 11-7 before even putting Skinner in. And then he puts Skinner in and he scores 8 minutes into a huge game. So whatever he does works. It's almost beyond criticism at this point. I think most of us would look like idiots if we call out any of his moves, because he's and even he admitted to it. We were talking about this the other day. He talked about it starting in the playoffs, that they tried a lot of different line combinations through the regular season. And he actually said, he goes, probably even more than we should have. We probably moved things around too much. And now they've sort of locked it in, and everybody's contributing. And that's what you're going to need if you're actually going to finish this job.